Boom, what up? Solo Aoki only here, and we have the new updated, the new champion update for Irelia, the Blade Dancer. So today I'm going to be, I haven't read through this yet. This is going to be kind of a reaction and reading through, and we're also going to be analyzing the viability of if this Irelia is going to be able to be played support. So we're going to be looking at it through that lens. So tranquil as the sea and furious as the tempest, a fierce defender of the Ionia. Irelia trained in the ancient dances of her people. So they've like kind of transformed her into like a dancing, like that's her thing. She's a dancer, like a lethal dancer. It's a pretty good gimmick. It's a pretty good gimmick. Okay, so her passive is Ionian fervor. Hitting enemies with spells grants Irelia stacks of Ionian fervor for a few seconds. Hitting multiple champions with an ability grants multiple stacks. So it kind of stacks up. So for instance, if I were to hit Janna, you get one. If I were to hit Janna and that looks like Draven, you get two. And then you just hold on to those, I guess. Each stack adds bonus magic damage to her basic attacks. At max stacks, this bonus damage is increased against shields. Oh wow, so that's actually pretty interesting. That's why they put Janna there, because the League community's actually been asking for a counter to shielding for a long time. And Riot actually hinted at something about being able to counter shields in the near future. So I'm wondering if this was it or if it's a different item they're talking about that's going to be coming out. So it's increased against shields, and Irelia also gains attack speed. Okay, so kind of a boring passive if we're being honest, but it is interesting that it counters shielding champions. So, you know, looking at this through the lens of is she going to be a good support, she might be just purely based off that passive. Maybe it's someone that you can lock in as a cheese pick in the bot lane to counter Lulu or Janna. Let's get through the rest of her kit before we make those assumptions, though. So Bladesurge. I'm guessing this is the crazy ability we saw in the initial trailer where she's dashing everywhere. So Irelia dashes to a target, dealing physical damage, increased if it's a minion or monster, applying on-hit effects and healing for a small amount. If the target was marked or died to Bladesurge, its cooldown is refreshed. So this is basically this is Aurelia's old Q. Yeah. It's just got a new look to it. It's 100% more anime looking now. Whereas before she kind of just like waddled over to the minion. But yeah, nothing too crazy to discuss here. Could be, you know, good to help your ADC push with, or okay, Defiant dance. So I'm guessing this is going to be something crazy, just based off the name and the icon. So first cast, Irelia begins charging her blades, losing the ability to move or attack, but gaining significant damage reduction for a brief time. So she kind of roots herself. That's interesting. This channel can't be interrupted. Then you cast it again, and she lashes out with her blades, dealing physical damage in a line. The damage increases as Irelia charges. Okay. Okay, so maybe as like an anti-gank protection. It kind of reminds me of Fiora's Riposte. I'm not sure how you pronounce that, but her riposte, so where she kind of just like temporarily roots herself, and then kind of does like a counter attack. It's interesting. So flawless duet. Irelia sends a blade to a location and can recast flawless duet to send a second blade to another location. Blades then fly towards one another, dealing magic damage and stunning enemies caught in the crossfire. So there it is. There's your stun. So her stun is actually not a melee attack anymore. That's interesting. When I initially watched the trailer, I thought that people with that weird mark on them were just like going to take extra damage, but that's actually signifying that they're stunned. Yeah, they are stunned. Stunning enemies caught in the crossfire. So that's really neat. So you kind of like, it's got kind of like three parts to it. You initially cast it, you cast the second one, and then it automatically stuns everybody caught. I'm trying to like theory craft ways that you can use that defensively and offensively in the bot lane. If you're playing Irelia support and you see the enemy Amumu coming down the river, I can see it working a lot better against junglers that aren't mobile, that have to walk through a certain area without dashing through. So you can kind of just like set up like a force field, like you can't walk through here or else your ass is getting stunned in a second. Kind of delay them enough to where you and your ADC can successfully get out. Vanguard's Edge. Aurelia unleashes the full force of her blades in a line. If Vanguard's Edge hits an enemy champion, the blades will radiate outwards, so that's what's making this weird little arrowhead shape. dealing damage and marking enemies and large monsters, forming a barrier that lasts a few seconds. So can you walk through that? This blade wall deals magic damage and significantly slows enemy champions. So it's almost like Thresh's cage. It's almost like a more offensive damage dealing Thresh cage. Also disarms them for a few seconds, making them unable to basic attack. Of course, there it is. I was waiting for the new bullshit ability that this champion would have. And there it is. That's going to be incredibly frustrating for enemy ADCs to play against. Disarms them for a few seconds. So that's an incredibly team fight oriented thing. You get Irelia in the middle of their team, you pop that sucker out. So Irelia seems like, obviously, just being honest with you guys, she seems very top lane oriented. She seems like still really, really good duel potential. She can shove in a lane. Now she's got all kinds of really cool mobility. The basic auto attack disabling thing seems very team fight oriented. So looking at it through the lens of a support, that is interesting that she brings one or two things to the table. What was it? Her flawless duet seems really good at protecting your ADC from getting ganked. But overall, I would say Irelia is still probably going to be a top laner. I'm definitely willing to try her support. Let me know down in the comments if you guys want to see me try out Irelia support. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, just going through the new Irelia abilities. It's really exciting. I think that Riot did a great job on the aesthetics and on building a kit that kind of flows together very well. Let's check out one of these clips. Yeah, this is kind of the gameplay that they showed in the trailer. So there it is. She's in the bot lane, ironically. Getting engaged on, kind of in counter engaged. Dashes in on that ADC, so wow, man. She just deleted that person. Oh my god. Okay, that's clean. So yeah, she's I mean, I know I've said this several times, but that is very, very anime. Her movement ability and just like the visual style of everything they've crafted with the character. But yeah, I'm excited to try her out. I'm excited to see her in games. Very, very cool. Great job, Riot. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments if you want to see me play or support. Peace.